right, my friends, let's head back and begin. I'll show you my setup in case you're new to meditation today, and I invite you to find a really nice spot that you can earmark your meditation space. So for mine, it's a couch cushion, it's nothing fancy. A couch cushion with one of those Mexican blankets on top. And this just brings me back to my teenage years, these Mexican blankets, so I feel really safe and secure in this. I've had this one forever. It's probably seen me through many teenage beach visits. We want to be somewhere where we're comfy. If you're still at your desk or in your chair, feet flat, you need to feel some grounding. If you're lying, press as much of your body into the floor as possible. We want to think about feathering our nests here. So really settling in heavy and cozy. And remember that you do not have to stay in whatever initial position you've chosen. Feel free to readjust as often as possible, reclaiming that sense of coziness so that you can settle deeply in. When we're really busy in the mornings, rushing around from meeting to meeting, it's hard to arrive in the moment. So I welcome you. Give yourself a little mental pat on the back for arriving to a meditation today, and stick with me as long as possible. We'll begin with some centering breaths to help us really arrive in the moment. My recommendation is to either close your eyes if you feel safe in your surroundings, or soften your gaze. I look at a low point, an unmoving point on the floor, and then I try to soften my eyes to little slits so things get a little blurry and unfocused. Now, as you're finding that comfy position, take a few shoulder rolls, look over one shoulder and the other, maybe a few neck rolls. If you logged on to meditation immediately after typing, you might want to stretch up and overhead and lean to one side. Do a few things that will allow you to settle heavily in your shoulders. Rest your hands somewhere comfortably and sink your buns down into your seat. Before we practice breath together, 3 breaths to arrive in the practice. Anyway, any deepness, try breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. That will allow us to clear any stale, stagnant energy. Notice your body's response, the rise as you inspire in a full inhalation, and the softening, the relaxing, the sinking feeling as you fully exhale. One more breath like that. Together, let's take time for 10 mindful breaths, connecting with the clarity, the strength, and the inspiration within us. Breathing in calm, breathing out for 1. Breathing in clarity, breathing out for 2. Breathing in strength, breathing out for 3. Inhaling wisdom, exhaling for 4. Inhaling peace, exhaling for 5. Full inspiration, confidence. Full expiration for 6. In-breath, stillness. Out-breath, 7. Inhaling, patience. Exhaling for 8. Breathing in self-love. Breathe out for 9. Inhaling self-forgiveness. Exhaling for 10. Resume normal breathing, whatever feels very comfortable for you. If there's one of those words or affirmations that you'd like to hold on to through your practice, feel free to repeat it as often as it feels right. While breathing, let's let our bellies and our hearts become soft. Our hearts are softening to allow whatever may arise to be received with kindness and compassion. Embodied present. Thinking about what is present in our bodies, hearts, and souls, and really embodying that, noticing what we're feeling as thoughts and emotions arise. As we open our breath, we're able to open our lives. With a breath-centered focus, we have the capability to experience profound physiological, emotional, and spiritual effects. Breathwork has been used for thousands of years to access stillness that exists beyond our thinking minds. It's a wonderful method to support our body's peak health and vitality, increase our concentration and awareness, and experience profound love and fulfillment from within. What a wonderful gift we are all given with this innate ability to breathe throughout the day. All we have to do is simply become aware of it. As you're working on your breath focus, begin to try and release the muscles of your face. We practice this in the hopes that when we need breath later in the day or the week and we only have time for 1 or 2 or 3, that we can drop back in to what we're practicing. Relaxing through our jaws. Let your bottom jaw drop heavy from your top. Allowing your tongue to rest heavily on the back of your bottom teeth. Soften beautiful laugh lines, any lines of focus or concentration on your face. Envision them seamlessly melting together, smoothing down around corners of eyes, in between our brows and down the bridge of our nose, under each eye, down our cheeks. We're left with this smooth, beautiful, stress-free surface. You can see that tension or feel it slipping down off your chin, rolling down your neck and off the back of your shoulders. Let's refocus our attention on how we're physically feeling our breath, whether it be a soft whisper in and out our nostrils, a rising and a falling in our throats and our chests, or possibly an expansion and a contraction in our bellies, our ribs, and into our backs. This morning, we're practicing a 3-part breath to awaken the pranamaya kosha, or the energy body. And as I ask you to focus on these breaths, remember that we're approaching everything with loving kindness, which means being open-minded and approaching as a beginner, knowing that we can't always tap into deep breathing. And sometimes it takes a lot of practice and it's not possible at all, and that's okay. We'll try, we'll do our best, and we'll learn the practice so we can repeat it as often as necessary. Being really aware of your body's movements as you breathe, let's together take a communal deep fluid inhalation. We're trying to fill 3 sections of our torso independently but continuously. As you breathe in, try filling up your lower abdomen, your pelvic floor up to your navel, outward away from your spine, through your lower belly, your hips, and your low back. Rising up the midsection, expanding the diaphragm and your ribs as your inhalation continues, and then into your upper chest and your shoulders. As your inhalation closes your heart, your sternum, and the base of your neck. Feel that big expression of openness. Exhalations are reversing the process, gently expelling breath from our torso in reverse order. Chest and shoulders decompress. Ribs, spine, hips, and back start to melt down into your pelvic bowl. Sometimes it helps us keep our breath focused if we envision that 3-part breath continuing. Low belly, mid belly, ribs, and up into your heart space on the inhalation. Exhalation, letting gravity take over. Heart begins to hammock down heavily. Take a load off. Ribs compress and soften. Hips melt down as gravity takes over. After just a brief moment of silence, notice whether your mind drifted off back into commentary and planning. These are all valid things that are happening, very normal parts of everyone's meditation. In order to deepen our sense of presence, come back into touch with your breath. A calming and quieting of your attention, breath by breath. And you may notice that these thoughts, sounds in your atmosphere, and sensations in your body arise frequently through your practice. I like to envision them as waves. It's all very natural, and this is why we practice. If you have an extra persistent wave, it's okay to let go of your attention on your breath for a moment. And with that sense of loving kindness, we acknowledge whatever is arising. Whether it's an emotion such as grief, or maybe happiness. Whether it's a thought such as planning or narration, it may help us to label it, called noting. Label it and feel the energy of that wave move through your body and mind. Labeling it or noting may enable us to let it go. If it subsides, or if you become at ease with whatever you're feeling or noticing, let's return to relaxing with a few more breaths. Keeping your heart soft and tender, touching all that arises with this spirit of compassion. Remembering that it may not be time to let whatever we're noting go. It may need to stay. We just have to give it some space and breathe through the emotions. Today's loving kindness meditation is first practiced towards ourselves, since we often have a difficult time loving and receiving others without first loving and accepting ourselves. As you're quietly sitting or standing or lying, let's mentally repeat. You're welcome to say it out loud as well. Slowly and steadily, the following phrases or something similar that feels more comfortable for you. May I be happy. May I be well. May I be safe. May I be peaceful and at ease. While you're saying, feeling, or seeing these phrases, allow yourself to sink into the intentions they express. We're putting it out there. We're manifesting. Our loving kindness meditation consists primarily of connecting to these intentions, of wishing ourselves and others happiness. However, you may notice feelings of warmth, friendliness, love, any emotion arise in your body and your mind. Give yourself to these emotions, connect with them. Allow them to grow as you repeat the phrases. For those of us who are more visual, as an aid to this meditation, your loving kindness meditation, it may help you to actually hold a picture of yourself in your mind's eye. This can help us reinforce our intentions expressed in the phrases. And for some of us, this type of affection towards ourselves is not normal or natural, and that's okay. That's why we're here to practice and to embrace. So I'd like to go over that one more time, the loving kindness towards ourselves. May I be happy. May I be well. May I be safe. May I be peaceful and at ease. You deserve all of these things. As you're practicing this on your own, take as much time as feels right to direct this loving kindness towards yourself. And then we begin the second part of bringing to mind a friend or someone in our lives that has deeply cared for you, someone that we love very much. It doesn't have to be a person, it can be a pet. And you don't have to visualize them, something related to them, whether you have a treasured object from them or a smell that you associate with them. Let's just conjure up something that we love very deeply. Slowly repeating our affirmations or our phrases of loving kindness towards them. May you be happy. May you be well. May you be safe. May you be peaceful, at ease, and free. As you're mindfully saying or thinking or seeing these phrases, try again to sink into the intentions of their heartfelt meaning. If you're experiencing any feelings of loving kindness, connect deeply to those feelings. Hopefully, as we do, they'll become stronger, and it may help us to repeat our affirmations towards our loved one or loved ones as often as we can. And the third part of our loving kindness meditation is a tricky one. It can be a trigger and it can be difficult. And that's why we practice. We are bringing to mind people, acquaintances, family members, strangers, may even be an animal, someone with whom or something that we have difficulty with. Continuing our loving kindness meditation by repeating our phrases towards these individuals or this one person or animal. May they be happy. May they be well. May they be safe. May they be peaceful and at ease. We just tried to infuse a lot of positivity into our practice. Please know that sometimes during loving kindness meditations, seemingly opposite feelings can arise, and all of those are valid and normal. Things like anger, grief, or sadness can pop up. They can really simmer and stew. I ask you to be gentle with yourself and take anything that arises as a very good sign. A sign that your heart is softening, opening and revealing what is being held within its deepest layers. A sign that you are becoming open-minded, that you're slowing down enough to be aware and allowing these to arise, accepting, creating space for them. And as we practice, eventually you'll notice that they tend to dissipate and may even fully disappear. Bringing whatever patience, acceptance, and kindness we can muster towards any such feelings. Above all, remembering that there's never a need to judge ourselves if seemingly negative things arise. As we close today's practice together, I would like to congratulate you for saying yes. For saying yes to yourself, yes to your self-care, yes to feeling refreshed, renewed, rejuvenated, possibly learning a new skill or technique with your meditation. Yes to being worthy and deserving of this self-love. As we practice, we move from just being human, from human doers, human goers. We move into actually becoming human beings as we do learn to sit and be with ourselves. Let's continue making this promise to meet our needs on a regular basis, at least together on Wednesday mornings. How can we give to the ones that we love the most if we don't take this time for ourselves? Remember that we cannot pour from an empty cup. Let's continue committing to our practice, and I look forward to continuing our journey into our meditations together next week. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for joining me today. I bow to you. I honor the light that is within you. Namaste.